can you tell me how to detach with the loved ones? That was the question yesterday. How many of you agree with that question? And how many of you need an answer? So I just sent a reply that how you want to detach with the attached ones, not the loved ones. That is the right question. So you have asked me a wrong question, so I corrected it, and now think of it. As long as you are in a plane on your seat, you are attached to the seat. Destination comes. What happens? Are you still attached to that seat? You are not attached to that seat. But as long as you are there, so remain attached. There is no problem. So, what exactly is the problem? The problem, our minds are often deluded. Simple, I'm saying. What happened? So, yeah, admit all. So, we are talking of hammering the delusion. Our minds are often deluded, busy with endless activities rooted in false assumptions about what brings happiness. So I'm asking the question, what if I detach myself with the loved ones, will it bring happiness? No, it will bring more miseries. Understanding should be very clear. If you are not understanding clearly and if you have false assumption, it will create more problem. We lack self-examination and clarity. You have a sport game, where there is a big ball and the sports person keep on moving, and then he throws the ball. Isn't it? I don't know what that game is now called. But if that guy keep on moving the ball and he doesn't throw, what will happen? That is the nature of our mind. You are spinning and spinning and spinning. What is going to happen? We keep on thinking and thinking and thinking throughout the day and the night. What will happen? You keep on jogging and jogging and jogging. You do not stop. What is going to happen? I'm giving you some ideas of the delusion. No, this guy, is crazy and he has done this to me. And I keep on thinking throughout the day. What is going to happen? Do you stop sometime? Do you ask your mind to stop? So if you don't ask your mind to stop, you are already in delusion. You get it? I keep on thinking. I keep on thinking. I need to throw the ball. I have to stop jogging. When I get into the destination, I have to get out of the plane. I have to stop jogging also. Because when I don't do it, then what happens? Then the divorce takes place. You have to be very clear. Who does this affect? It affects all of us, our mind, as we get trapped in limiting rules and beliefs that do not serve our highest purpose. We fall back into the delusion. When does this happen? It happens all the time. At present, you are listening to me. What is your ideas about me? You need not to create any ideas about me. You need to listen attentively what I'm saying. Are you getting it? But my mind is distracted. One guy said, you should have gone to salon, should have a beard cut. I said, have you? This is how I'm talking about the spinning of the mind. Constantly spins. I appreciate it. Thank you that you always want me to look smart. I will do it. It doesn't work that way. Are you settled in yourself? Or is the mind continues to spin? Or do you say, stop this mind? And if it doesn't stop, it leads to anxiety. And because I'm chasing the impermanence. Did you ever say to the mind, stop now, enough is enough? I never say it to my mind. I say to the people, no, you made me feel bored. No, you have a boredom, that's why you are feeling bored. This is delusion. think. So, so our journey is hammer the delusion, and I have changed the title because the delusion is caused by ignorance, and that ignorance to the wisdom is our journey. We are always busy. Why? We do not examine. We do not examine why we are always busy. And then what happens? It constantly creates a false assumption, wrong notion. And once it creates a false notion, I am sticking to those false notion and false assumptions. I live mechanically. That is the meaning that I have started living mechanically, habitually, impulsively. You know, that is how I'm growing the topic of today. How can we change it? We have 5 steps. Challenge the false assumption. How can you challenge? If you do not stop the mind, you cannot challenge the false assumption. First, hold on. I can understand your mind. You have been thinking negatively about this person, about this event, about this condition. Hold on. I agree with you. Now let me examine. If I don't examine, if I don't challenge the false assumption, I cannot enter into the Eastern wisdom. You may be attending the session for years together, and those assumptions will continue. That is what I told you, spinning. I'm constantly spinning the ball, but I don't want to throw. I'm constantly jogging, but I don't want to stop. Even the plane has reached the destination, I don't want to leave the seat. That is what the delusion is. I'm just making it very easy to understand. So once I challenge the false assumption, then I move to the listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, followed by the practice. Then what I get? I start moving from division and delusion to discernment and dispassion. Then only I can recognize this is false and this is real. And then I start working on the mind. So that is how, because I'm focused on this text, how this text is talking about it. So this is how it will work, my friend. Remember, never forget the causes of any cause, any one of the 7 causes of the delusion. Foolishness, I said, scattered mind, that is what the spinning is. I focused on the second aspect. It results into attachment, and that is why this guy asked me how to detach oneself from the loved ones. When you got married 10 years, so before 10 years, were you attached? Before 10 years, was that guy or a girl who was loved ones? No. So how can you claim that it is a loved one? It is your false assumption. Now I know I'm hitting your mind, but it is now important because you all are seekers. So the foolishness, first, scattered mind. It is because of the foolishness my mind is constantly spinning. I focused on the second aspect. Then it causes the attachment. And from the attachment, emotional dependence. Emotional dependence. And all the four results into an ego. I'm emotionally attached to a particular car or a house or a particular, the way I think about myself. And I want to keep that aura for the others. They don't recognize it. So I get hurt. They don't recognize, so I get hurt. So you see the series, selfishness or ego, and after the selfishness, I have an intellectual paralysis. So I give an example. There is a rationalization and there is a reasoning. Reasoning finds the cause and effect in our life. Rationalization, no, it simply rationalizes. Why you didn't respect me? Rationalization. Let me keep my respect, self-respect on my own. Don't respect me. You say me crazy, I'm happy. Why we are doing it? To clear the mind. Why we want to clear the mind? To remove the ignorance. Why we want to remove the ignorance? To find the real self. Goal is the same. And the seventh is, it is because of the first six factors, our desires keeps on changing. And desire keeps on changing, it means I am constantly changing. Means I'm constantly spinning. I don't want to throw the ball. I don't want to stop jogging. I don't want to get out of the plane. I'm talking about the mind by these metaphors. And that causes you anxiety. So I have to challenge the false assumption. I have to constantly, consistently listening and learning until what time? Until you reach to a state where you take over the mind. That is the fifth step. You start working on the mind instantly. I have a bad headache. Oh, this is an experience of the mind. Then what? No, I don't want to take care. I want to skip a session. Skip it. Choice is yours. So you see that 5-point program. Challenge the false assumption, consistent listening and learning. Why listening and learning? And plus the contemplation and reflection, which is going to clear the garbage in the mind, the delusion in the mind. But that is not done. I have to recognize this is the delusion and this is the discernment and dispassion. And once you recognize the dispassion is there, you are free. I can tell you, even if you have an extreme pain, you can be free. You are not suffering. You can treat the pain. Banaras or Varanasi is known as the oldest city in India, almost 5,000 or 6,000 years old. So there is a tradition of the king there. There used to be a king. So every king has to qualify to become a great yoga master. They have to reach to that state where they drop the delusion completely. Then only they are qualified to become a king. And it continued until 1940 or 45. So the last king had an appendicitis in 1932. It is recorded in Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm not I'm not gossiping. So appendicitis, doctors from the Britain were called and they said, we will give you anesthesia. King said, no, you operate without anesthesia, but how can we do it? He said, I'm lying down, I will go into meditation. For 3 hours, you can do any damn thing to my body. Doctors were skeptical, little scared, but when he went into meditation, after 15 minutes, they started using the scissors and the knife. He didn't move. They removed that appendix. within an hour. After 3 hours, he regained consciousness in the body and was asked, "Oh, I feel little sensation around that region." Working on the mind. We can reach to that state. So what happens, why I'm telling you this story? So after the 5 steps, now steps to realization and experience. So you have a self-knowledge and self-realization. No, this body is not at all me. Do whatever you want to do. Let me go into meditation. It is possible. And recently, I don't want to stretch this story, Swami Rama with the Menninger Foundation in US in 74 and 75. They did a lot of research studies. But I'm not going there. So the first realization, the mind lives in wisdom. Emotional dependence is gone. I have a realization in my mind. And that realization, my friends, will keep the delusion at bay. What it means? You are always relaxed and calm. Always relaxed. You wake up in the morning until you retire to your bed. No, you have done 10 hours of activity, but still you are relaxed. Relaxation and calmness is a mental state. You don't allow the mind to be deluded. You know you are physically tired, so you should relax. That level of realization comes. So how the second level of realization that I discussed last time, how 7 factors of the body makes us crazy. Now we are going deeper. So that verse says the first I identify with the body. What is that identification? I am the body. Second is, if I am the body, then I forget the real self. I has to be only one, whether I am the body or I am the real self. So that happens at a very unconscious level, very deep unconscious level. And it happens just by talking and thinking. It happens at the unconscious level. There is no thought required. So first identification of the body, that I am the body. That is why I have a bad headache. I said choice is yours. I'm not pushing you to attend my sessions. Even though I have to take care of the finances. But it's okay. It will happen by itself. I'm 100% sure. So remember the first identification with the body, that I am the body. Second, when I am the body, then this I cannot say that I am the real self. It is now, the delusion has started. Now when I say I am the body, I forget the real self. If I am the body, then I start relating myself. Because I cannot relate myself to you if I am not the body. Do you know? Do you understand that? So I have started, if I am the body, then I relate myself that I am the husband, I am the father, I am the mother, and long list, I am a friend and I am a foe, etc. Long list, I am a teacher and student, etc. Third, fourth is, now the real delusion starts. I am suffering because I am your husband, I am your wife, I am your son, I am your children. Can you show me where is the husband and how many guys you have? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where is the husband in the back? Where is the wife? Can you show me? Can you prove that there is a wife in you? There is a husband in you. There is a son in you. You see that delusion? The husband suffers, the wife suffers, the son suffers, the daughter suffers. The person does not suffer. Are you getting it? See how the delusion has taken place. Master is very, very careful in crafting this verse. So then I suffer as a husband, wife, daughter, son, friend, relations, foe. Then what happens? The fifth one, the Master says here, now the false self is claiming I am the real self. So now we understand. Initially, the false self was claiming as a real self to a non-seeker, but for a seeker, now I understand there are two. There is a false self and there is a real self. So then the Master says there are basically three. First is there is a real self, and second level is the false self. That false self is I am the body, and then there is a secondary self. Because I am the body, hence I am a teacher, husband, wife, son, and daughter. I have to drop these two. From where? In my mind, not outside. I'm not saying divorce everyone. Don't misunderstand me. No, now I will divorce everyone, so I will remain with the real self. No, that is not the way. Internally, you are the real self. Outside that, real self is expressing in relationship without the delusion, and you are free. So that is the fifth one. Sixth one, the delusion. Now, that delusion, I have to move from the discernment to the dispassion. So what happens? If you don't move, then there is a worry, hurry and curry. In India, we say that you are in delusion. It means hurry. You're always busy. I told you spinning. Worry, because of you are always in hurry, so there is a worry. And then you eat the junk food, imbalanced diet. So that is known as curry. Hurry, worry, curry. Those who live their life as a hurry, worry, and curry will live in the delusion. It is all for understanding inside my head. I have to remove the delusion first. You remove the delusion first and then see what happens. Pragmatic approach. Purely practical approach. It's not philosophy. I'm living on autopilot. Break this. Lacking mental clarity, seek the mental clarity. Attachment, I have to discern this, why I am attached. I have to ask yourself, hammer your mind, why I am attached? Why I am attached? Why am I asking someone to follow me? Do what I want. Will it bring happiness to me? Recognize the basing peace on outer things. Recognize that I am seeking peace and happiness on a situation, on an event, on a relationship. Not possible. But I can express my peace and happiness in relationship in that situation. It is possible. Understand, taking life for granted is what the spinning is. But keep on jogging. So I create a rigidity about it. So I have to identify those clinging to the rigid views in order to hammer the delusion, my friends. So remember, we are growing 7 factors. Out of the 7 factors, there are different ways I can explain it, and I'll be explaining it. Then the 5 remedial steps, and then we are moving ahead to the state of realization. Realization 1, realization 2, realization 3. So that is how this master has written the beautiful text. Identifies 7 factors, gives 5 remedial steps, and be ready. Are you realizing? Do you have a realized? Realization means I experience now. I am free from the delusion. I can immediately catch the moment of the delusion and get rid of it. Do you have that awareness? And if you have that awareness, you're free. You will enjoy that freedom. You will enjoy that freedom. So our masters are saying we have to examine our unconscious life. And unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates, note the scattered mind. You are upset, you may have a headache, you may have a sense of anxiety. It is because of the scattered mind. And that results into the attachment. Holding on to anything is like holding on to your breath. We die if you hold on to the breath for longer period. That is how I have to think. I have to train, educate my mind to think in this pattern. We have been thinking that takes me to the delusion. I have to think in a pattern that results into a discernment. Just try this. I'm not saying believe it. Try, the life will change. My body and the real self are different. Keep this in mind all the time. Never forget. So that you have some time to contemplate and reflect. And then associate with those who can pass on these principles of the Eastern wisdom. Forget about being coach and mentor and guide. The seeker has a very close and friendly relationship. It has nothing to do with the coaching. I'm just passing on this knowledge, which is already available. So, because until my mind is educated to speak, to think in a direction of the self discovery, that takes time. It does not happen in a day. So, every time I bring something new, what it means, we are studying the desiring mind, we are studying the deluded mind. Buddha said in Dhampada, yes, perhaps in Dhampada, I don't forget, I forgot that, there are many texts. You will not be punished for your anger and hesitation. You will not be punished for your hesitation and anger. You will be punished by your hesitation and anger. Are you getting it? This is what happens. So what to do? Discernment and dispassion is the only remedy. There is no other remedy. That is what the Jesus says. The kingdom of God is within you. Within you. But if I don't do it, what happens? Constant living into anxiety, spinning constantly, living into that lack of awareness of the reality, experiencing lot of challenges that I have, and they keep on multiplying. They keep on multiplying in my life. Have you seen that? They keep on multiplying. Delusion keeps on multiplying until you break it. So just keep in your head all the time while living during the day. 7 plus 5 plus 2. Next time we will add one more. 7 plus 5. They will remain constant, and then we will steps to realization. I will add one more. Yes, close your eyes, my friends. Are you ready for meditation? You are asking your own mind. Hey mind, are you ready for meditation? Position of the body, yes. Place where the body is very good. And eyes are gently closed. Check, are you still struggling to keep the body comfortable and carefree? No, I'm not struggling at all. When you're not struggling, you have a sense of steadiness in the body. How easy to understand these, but we can pick up these small challenges when we are aware, self-examine. Then I will never say my body is creating a problem. I will say it is the mind that has created the problem. And in that state, so we change the track of the mind. How? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You see, we are not doing anything outside. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. I know your mind will say, how many times I have to say, I've been saying it for the last years. Until mind settles into this mantra absorbed completely so that it doesn't go spinning continuously. Did you understand? And I can bet you it still happens. It takes time. So now you can pick up, reflect on any explanations I gave. Happiness is my essential nature, so the essential nature of everyone. hence, my value is peace and happiness. That will change my attitude. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be peace for all. May there be peace for all. Peace. So now you see, bad headache is in the false self, secondary self. Peace is still there in the real self. Another explanation. Until your mind doesn't leave these principles, you become instantly aware. That is going to take care of the life. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be a sense of completeness, holiness, wholeness. Now we talk of the Holy Spirit, but I'm just clearly, the sense of wholeness in the mind is settled when this mind is not seeking peace and happiness from any event, situation. That is known as the desire. We are not talking of the desire for physical survival. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Invoking what I want, peace and happiness. So let me invoke peace and happiness. Let me start the journey with the peace and happiness. I should not find the peace and happiness as a reaction to my anxiety and hesitation. That is what the auspiciousness is. I will only remember peace and happiness when I am in stress. So you are seeking a reaction to your anxiety and peace. Reactive peace and the happiness has no value at all. I believe you are getting it. You all are seekers. So it means mind should return to its awareness of the peace and happiness. Yes, you have invoked the auspiciousness. Why? Peace and happiness are our essential nature. But why? Because our innate urge is that. No one seeks stress and agitation in life, including the ant and elephant, tiger, you and me. But mind doesn't listen to us easily, so that we need second stage. We need to purify the mind, looking inside the forehead in the space. You look inside the forehead in the space, there you drop Om Shanti. You are dropping Om Shanti. How gently. Body is steady, and you start breathing quick and short, gentle breath into the rib cage through both the nostrils. And let us see. Continue the journey. Mind resist, endure the resistance. How? By thinking. Oh, my mind, you are stopping me to do it. I will endure the resistance. I will bypass it. I will continue. You think I'm saying. Don't make this Eastern wisdom complex because of your thinking. Think in a right way and see what happens. And if other experiences takes place, accept and recognize these experiences and continue doing it. Stillness in the body. Om Shanti continues. You are breathing continuously. Only either the mind forgets to say Om Shanti, that you also have to endure. That is purely an unconscious process, habitual, impulsive mind. But we have added one more, the breathing aspect. So the mind will say no, you say yes. Disclaimer to the non seekers, you all are seekers. Continue, and you experience the changes in your feeling and the emotions, and that is what we are seeking. Resistance, endure it, new changes, and recognize it, but keep on, continue. We are giving the same treatment which the habitual mind does. By it continues to think, but it does not want to stop. I gave an example of the spinning. I'm making the concept clear. stop this, do nothing. Do you remember? Awareness of the breath. Pay more attention to the flow of the breath, which has less flow as compared to the other nostril. And if both the flow are equal, just to enjoy that. You can also check your experiences. Our master says if you have equal flow, you are able to balance that energy which affects the body and the mind together. Because this energy is in between the body and the mind. Any blockages of the energy pattern disturbs the relationship between body and the mind. And that blockage can be recognized by the flow of the breath. And now, looking inside again, the forehead in the space, you drop Om Shanti and start breathing into the body. It is a little longer breath. It demands more patience and endurance. Long, deeper, and a hissing breath. Longer breath. And definitely, this kind of breathing is also going to help you to manage your seasonal affected disorders. So we are a seeker, so that's why we are not talking of those aspects. It is definitely going to help you if you are doing it regularly. Enduring the resistance of the mind. It is the mind says, I'm feeling tired, I cannot do it. That is a very subtler part of the delusion. Very subtle. It has many excuses. I feel the bad headache, I cannot do it. No, I don't want to do it. Why? Because of the delusion in the mind. Continue breathing. Belly, you remember that when you inhale, expand your belly. When you exhale, contract your belly. Inhale, you pay attention, belly expands. You exhale, the belly contracts. Om Shanti continues, the stillness in the body also continues. So this is just to break that habitual and impulsive pattern. When impulsive pattern returns with a greater force, with the resistance, and there we have to endure the resistance. And if you do it, you succeed. And stop it. Pay attention to the flow of the breath. Allow the breath to be normal. In that state of the stillness in the body, paying attention to the flow of the breath, sometimes what happens, the mind, due to tremendous influence of the delusion, it has the state but it does not recognize. Sooner or later we recognize. So there comes one step that we have been doing is the nyasa, start breathing deep, silent, and slow. First into the belly, then into the rib cage. First point of awareness. Second point, as you inhale, move the mind from the top center of the head to the tailbone. And as you exhale, move the mind from the tailbone to the top of the head. Second point. Third point is the stillness in the body. Fourth point. As you inhale, your mind drops. Shanti. Shanti reaches to the tailbone. As you exhale, Om begins at the tailbone. Shanti reaches to the top center of the head. So this step which helps you because it keeps the mind internalized. So we understand each and every step clearly. Continue. And still you can see a kind of self-absorption. You don't find any obstacle in any resistance in breathing deep, silent, and slow. Because the flow of the breath is equal. And now allow the breath to be normal. Go to the 16 segments of finger, dropping Om Shanti. What is very important, it's the mind's eye. It is not the physical eye. It's the mind's turn. Everything is happening non-verbally. Om Shanti mentally. So it is the mind eye is aware, the mind's speech is aware, the mind's tongue is aware, the mind's ear is aware. So what happens? The prana gets a free hand. And that is why we experience overwhelming experiences of the energy. It is because of this, sometimes when we experience bodilessness or expansion of the body or freezing of the body, everything is now happening at the energy level. Why? To absorb the mind deeper. Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And now leave this. Move the mind deep inside the cave of your heart. Visualize the triangle of any color. It's more symbolic. It's a thought image. And then moving the mind on a triangle with Om Shanti, checking mind is moving naturally and sinking clockwise and anti-clockwise. That is the right moment. You push the mind with Om. Mind seemingly stops. That is the moment you simply say Shanti, and as if you will recognize everything has become standstill. What is that point? That is a reflection of the real self in us. Because nothing is still in the world outside. When everything is still and permanent inside. Absorbed. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down, we'll share our experiences. If you have any question, you can ask. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. Meditation. I was absorbed the entire time. There was nothing to report, just quiet, thoughtless, and went fast.
Good. There was some echo, but still we can understand it. So, what? There is an echo. Oh, there is an echo because of? Not because of you. Now echo is not there. I know. How are you, David and Jerry?
Namaste. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love the lesson in the beginning. I believe the sport you were trying to think of is lacrosse, which the natives in Canada apparently invented, so I'm very familiar with it. And it's a very good analogy because, Michael Jordan used to say that I missed 100% of the shots I didn't take. So if you really think about that, if we just keep going round and round, we're not doing anything to move forward. So I love that analogy, and my practice or my meditation was extremely calm and deep today. Thank you.
Beautiful. That's a good understanding. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. The meditation was deep, no resistance, equal breathing, calm. The attachment to that which is not changing, that knowing, and then bringing that to everything that is changing kind of made me think again about the triage nurse that doesn't judge, just looks and says, well, what's going on and how do we try to make this more comfortable, stop the bleeding, whatever it is, figure out why you have the hives. But it's changing, it's constantly changing, and we're not attached to that. We just try to bring, and there's just a great freedom in that.
Yes, once we recognize these different steps in our mind, we instantly enjoy that sense of freedom. Beautifully put. Wonderful, thank you. Barbara, now you can say, oh, it is because of you there was an echo, not because of the Stephen.
I'm very, very good, thank you. Saying that if you love someone, you have to be able to let them go. And I always looked at it as being something physical, but you have to actually be able to let them go emotionally too.
Yes. When you say that, how to be detached with the loved ones, it is purely a mental and emotional. So if it causes a sense of worries and anxiety, oh, that guy is not with me, not near me, obviously that is what the attachment is, that is what is the emotional dependence is. So you are right in saying that we have to go at the mental level. So how to start with that? I have to start thinking what to think. The way I gave you the lesson. The same lesson, has to be repeated in your mind consciously. And if that happens, it works. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you. Deep meditation, equal flow of the breath, and at the end, a very clear separation between thoughts, experiences, and the one who observes these.
Yeah. So it is always good, like Jerry said, that she also explained the different steps, the equal flow of the breath, and other steps gives you one experience. So one experience takes care of this delusion. It gives you the sense of right perception. Yes, beautifully put. Wonderful. How are you, Christina?
Namaste. I got this experience of the body being almost like a porthole to being able to see the consciousness, but the consciousness doesn't live in the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is beautiful experience. The fact is that in Saturday's session we are going to pick up about the consciousness is not only inside, outside, but everywhere. The moment I am conscious of you, it is because of the consciousness is also there. There is no reason. So that's another beautiful experience. How are you, Brandy?
Good morning. I'm good.
Good morning.
I continued my work from Monday today, just thinking about how, or recognizing how, when you're spinning out in the mind, you don't get the same energetic or prana experience, right? You miss out because your focus is on the surface. So when you don't get caught up in that, you get the deeper energetic
Yes.
or prana experience.
Definitely. If the delusion is not there in the mind, you always feel energetic. You always feel relaxed. You always feel calm and peaceful. Because when you are calm and peaceful, obviously you are also energetic. Yeah, that's another perspective. You rightly put it. So we have Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. So mind was calm. It's like that in the meditation, it was an understanding that peace is independent of anything what I'm seeing in the mind. So it remains calm. Whatever is coming, it's keep on going. And the self was really calm and peaceful.
Yes. Whatever is coming and going is changing, and we are trapped by these changes as if it is something real. That is one way to put between the difference between the real self and the false self. How are you, Terry?
Good, thank you. It was very quick, over.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to
Come back.
come down.
Very good. That's really good. That's really good. In spite of difficulty in the speech, we have not seen your body moving I think, for many, many sessions. Everyone should agree that. But keep on doing it. Keep the practice. When there is a total separation of this body from that consciousness, you are a different person. How are you, Ashok?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
I am good and peaceful. Meditation was good and very comfortable. Thank you.
Very good. So remember this 7 plus 5 plus 2. Work on this in your mind, wherever you are. whatever you are doing, so you can work it at the mental level. And if you start working at the mental level, it is going to definitely work. And that is all for today. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Sir, namaste everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Namaste.